So I got hacked. And it was all because of this online Word document. And how? Well, this is the story of my channel's death and quick revival. First of all, I'm EP3O, not Tesla or Elon Musk that my channel was hacked into. I'm a Stellaris content creator, and I've been doing so for about 3 years. And if you've just stumbled upon this video, Stellaris is a 4X space strategy game, just very nerdy stuff. I'll be showing space battles from the game behind me for your enjoyment. If you like that kind of stuff, consider subscribing and putting notifications on. My channel might be in the algorithmic bin due to my incompetence. Also, before I get into what happened, make sure to follow on Twitter and join Discord. I realised how important these alternate platforms are, and that's mainly what saved my bacon. Links in the description. And finally, I have no idea how this will affect my income and channel, so if you want to support me monetarily, I have members enabled on this channel, but also Patreon gives me a bigger cut if you wanted to go over there. I'm pretty proud of the rewards, but feel no pressure. Only do it if you're in the financial position. Subscribing, having notifications on, and watching all my videos is already more than enough support, but I just wanted to throw it out there. So for context, and to make me look even more stupid, I'm currently doing a computer science master's, I have a degree in physics, and I watch anti-scamming creators such as Jim Browning, Scammer Payback, and I'm pretty clued up on the big hack attacks that happen to other creators, like Linus Tech Tips. This is not to big me up, but I'm not totally unaware, and I'm always as vigilant as I can be. So this is just going to make me look even more stupid, but that's what I do on this channel for your enjoyment. Okay, so it's a warm Sunday afternoon on the 23rd of June. I've not really done much all day. I've got that weird brain fog. So after finishing a Rocket League session with my friend and before I go over his to watch the Euros, yeah, I'm slightly football obsessed, I decided to do some work, just to cure some productivity guilt. I checked some emails, stats, I can't really remember. Brain fog. What I can remember, this is how I was hacked. But we've got to go back in time to see the full context of how I actually got hacked, as this story starts 3 weeks prior with the first email. Firstly, I have no management. I do all the deals myself, and I've not been doing this for ages, even though my channel's 3 years old. I haven't had ad deals until a year and a half ago, from what I can remember. Essentially, it's not easy. Companies, even ones not trying to scam you, can be predatory. So I use every opportunity to practice all the steps of the deals, negotiating, reading contracts, going back and forth. So I respond to pretty much every company that doesn't look like a scam. Now I want to point out, the company that I thought I was dealing with had nothing to do with this. Don't go hate on them. It wasn't them, it was my fault. The company that they were pretended to be was Topaz Labs, a photo editing software that utilizes AI. Realize this can be contentious. I didn't know if I was going to take the deal. Like I said, I like to practice the deals with anyone. But anyway, there seemed to be no generative AI. I usually do my full background checks and checking the app is worthy for you guys just before signing the deal, which I never got to, as you may know. You might be saying, EP3, you got scammed. How did you fall for it? So for me, there are a lot of red flags that make scammers more obvious than this one. Firstly, my spam filter does a job at filtering legit and non-legit emails. This is fairly easy to bypass though. So next is the email. Usually companies have proper emails. This is the first downfall. From my iPhone, which is where I saw the first email, it looked like this. My brain just removed the word reply to. It's all the same last name as the name that it's generated. But if you click on it, it's not from them. And if I was doing this from my PC, I would have noticed it looks completely different and you can see the obvious bad email. This is a massive red flag as it has nothing to do with the company. But when I was reading the email, it looked quite legit. It had good English, it had suggestions, it was very similar to legit deals I've done in the past. So I replied for further information, and then a new player enters the scene, Clover Silver. They claim that Jeffrey was a junior advertising rep, and they're taking over the conversation. Again, I've had this happen before in other deals. This is not unusual, this happens a lot of the time. And again, I was reading it on my phone, where it just said the name, and I didn't really question the email anymore since I saw the first one. On my PC, it's just a normal Gmail. Yeah, this is just so dumb. However, the content of the email seemed legit. I've never done a 50% initial payment, that didn't really throw me. Social media was legit, but that's easily faked. So no red flags, except for the email, obviously, which I didn't see. If I noticed this, I would have stopped replying and ignored them. Also, while this is going on, I've been dealing with other companies which are legit, with similar-ish red flags, but which probably subliminally messed with my mind. But anyway, then quoted them a price, and then they wanted me to fill out a questionnaire about details such as advertising formats, channel stats, etc. Again, this is slightly fishy. I've never had to fill out a questionnaire. Usually they just ask for screenshots, but it isn't out of the realms of possibility if they're mass stealing of creators. A questionnaire can collect information nicely, is what my brain put the logic to. So, because I thought the initial email was legit, I overlooked this small weird quirk. I filled it out. Don't worry, no personal information, just general information. They then saw I finished it, emailed me, and said we can move ahead. This should have alerted me, honestly. Brands never take your first offer, that they usually negotiate down. However, I did slightly undersell my value this time from the market rate, so this dumb idiot's brain was like, it's fine. So here it is. In this email, they sent me the contract via a SharePoint document. Lots of companies use online document stuff. However, I've never seen or used SharePoint for this. Also, every sponsor gets me to use a different document website, so again, this red flag, not really in my mind. Usually in the contract phase, this is where I get a bit more serious. View every detail they're asking me, see what the terms are, negotiate further. But guess what? Couldn't view it, as there was an error. Now, this email was sent on the 16th, a week before I got hacked. This all kind of looked legit. Again, with the email, it just made me trust them a bit more, and it was just dumb. So I clicked how to fix, did the steps, nothing happened. It was still broken. Crucially though, you guys are gonna scream at me, my antivirus blocked something. I did not click allow this time, because I'm not stupid. Right guys? But anyway, I emailed saying it's broken as I didn't want to allow it. And could they just send me PDF or something that isn't broken? A week passes and on the 21st they replied again. They BS me. They just said some logic that I stupidly believed, but I really should have doubted. Again, this was the day of the brain fog. I just didn't really read it properly, didn't really check it properly. They got me at the perfect time. They quoted some Microsoft 365 support, lots of users having issues, so that's why it broke. Pretty good English. I already trusted them since this deal had been going on for 3 weeks, and usually scammers just give up after a few days if it's taking too long. So I tried again. This time at the back of my mind, I was like, maybe my antivirus blocked it from working. Now again, this is stupid, but I have an excuse. I've had cases where my antivirus has blocked things like Stellaris, Football Manager, editing softwares, but the fix was just to allow it. I trusted them, I doubted myself, did the steps, clicked allow on my antivirus, and guess what? It still didn't work. Also, I know what you're going to say, PowerShell, really? I don't know why, but because I've been doing a lot of coding, I'm not really fazed by having to actually fix things in consoles or writing weird code, so this just didn't click as a red flag. It's really dumb in hindsight, and I'm never doing that again. Lesson learned. So I sent another email saying I've done everything. If lots of users have issues, maybe use something more up to date. Slightly passive aggressive, but they were annoying me because they just wouldn't send the document, which in my mind was easy to do. They were just being stubborn, but that's because they were trying to hack me. So I had finished everything I wanted to do that afternoon. I still had an hour or two before the first Euros match, loaded up Football Manager. 10 minutes later, I had a strange feeling to just check my emails, and probably the worst feeling I've ever had. My stomach sunk. A bunch of emails about my account, password changes, 2FA changing, backup code's gone, alternate methods added to login, heart sank. I panicked. I tried changing all the stuff, couldn't get in. My head was racing. I know what I should do, but I can't. I can't reset passwords. I don't have access to the email account, which means I can't reset any passwords that are associated with that email. And because they've changed all 2FA, yeah, it's head racing. So I just breathed. Sent some messages to fellow creators to see what I should do. I just can't think clearly. I'm hoping someone can just tell me exactly what I need to do. I told my family, calm down a bit more. 20 minutes of panic, I'm calmer. Also, seeing the support over the 2 days I lost my account from you all really helped me out. Put my mind at ease. I just kind of waited for it to come back. So thank you. I really appreciate it. But somehow, I still had access to all my accounts that share the same email, my Discord and other personal apps. But I have no idea what the scammer is doing. My YouTube's still up at this point. My Discord still lets me in. So I'm just telling everyone, if something dodgy happens, it's not me, I promise. Anyway, luckily, my Twitter is on a different Gmail. So I do the classic YouTuber thing that I've seen so much. Tweet YouTube. Tell people to go retweet it. This gets a lot of traction. That's purely because of you wonderful people, so thank you so much. And YouTube does respond. Now the tweets, frustrating and panicking. They're just sending me generic help, which I've already obviously Googled. So this takes a bit to get going. The wild thing is though that YouTube and Google don't have easily accessible live chat, which is very peculiar. It kind of makes sense for a massive company like they are, but it was quite frustrating in my position as all of the help they said didn't apply to me. And the only help is via Twitter, which is wild. Anyway, thankfully, a big shout out to Spiffing Brit, who saw my situation, contacted their contact, and I don't know if it helped. But anyway, having someone like that on your side just really helps anyway. I'll need to buy them a tea at some point. After a few hours on Twitter saying that I've done the exact thing they're telling me to do, they finally DM. Eventually, we get it sorted. There wasn't really anything interesting. I don't want to divulge too much in case that helps hackers in any way, but it got sorted. And I'm kind of impressed how quickly this was resolved. I was expecting it to be a couple of weeks, maybe a week, but it took only over 2 days. So after that, my channel was back. I've reset all passwords, wiped my computer, and learned a valuable lesson. Trust no one, not even yourself. Okay, so that's the story, but how did this hack work? This sounds so weird. It bypassed 2FA. I thought that was meant to keep you secure. Okay, so I've been talking to a bunch of people, shout out to you guys, and we've come up with a theory how it worked. When I clicked how to fix, it actually copied script to my clipboard, and when you right click in PowerShell, it pastes, instantly running the code that I copied. This code downloads an executable, which we think gives the hacker remote access to my PC. Therefore, my trusted PC can bypass the 2FA. So Google basically thinks it's me, allowing them to change everything without needing my passwords or any 2FA checks. Fair play to them, very clever hack, getting around all of the security measures. So now I've only had my channel back for a day. It's not looking great. They hacked me 2 hours after I uploaded a video, so I didn't know whether to re-upload it or leave it. I decided to re-upload it. It is doing worse than usual. I lost 700 subscribers the day I was hacked, then one had 6. But I did gain 118 the day before recording when my channel was back. I usually get around 10,000 views every single day just from previous videos. I obviously lost out on those, and I'm not sure if it will return back to that, but I'm confident I can bounce back, and that's mainly thanks to you guys. This channel's purely built on you watching me, and I know, even though they hacked me, that won't go anywhere. Hopefully. Anyway, you don't think I'm a stupid idiot. In conclusion, make sure you can read. I can't. Check everything 3 times, not 2 times. And don't go against your antivirus. It sounds so stupid. And don't panic. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned, and the obvious tech stuff. After 20 minutes of me panicking, it got me nowhere. Calming down, take one step at a time. No matter what the situation you're in, you can get out of it. Talk to people around you, try your best. Thank you all again. I can't say it enough, but I appreciate every one of you. Now, I'm going to go back to punishing myself on my favourite game, Stellaris, for your enjoyment. Stay safe, and watch this video that YouTube's recommending you, and I hope you'll love it.